Hello everyone, welcome to our video for today. With us we have Adoye. He's from Nigeria and he's working in Germany at one of the top research institutes here in Deutschland, and he did an Ausbildung. He came here, he learned the language first, and he did an Ausbildung in logistics. But I'll hand over to Adeodi for him to tell you guys a little bit about himself and how did he make it happen. He had some challenges, and he's here to tell us and to encourage us, and especially as a black person working here, just to tell us a little bit about his experiences. So,
Okay,
yeah.
my name is Adoye.
Okay, great.
I'm from Nigeria, that's West Africa, and to be precise, I'm from Lagos State.
Okay.
And Lagos State has a population officially probably 14, 15 million people in Lagos. And I came here to Deutschland, as in Germany, in English, and Deutschland is called here in Deutsch.
Yeah, in Deutsch it's called Deutschland. Yeah.
Exactly, genau. So I came here a few years ago, but there are a lot of challenges also, if you can see. But most of the challenges are different. You could have a language barrier challenges. You could have level of employment also, which depends on the jobs you want to get. Maybe it's not in the town you are, and the distance sometimes could be enormous or long that it just discourages you anyway from getting to work or from going to work or from doing what you want to do. So, and when I came here, I just realized that I don't understand anything. The only thing I understand is just Dankeschön, and Dankeschön means thank you.
Yeah.
And when I came, I just realized that no, I had to study the language. I need to read the language for me to communicate and integrate into the system. Without that, there's no way I could communicate. So then I start from getting the little books with the dictionary and translating the words and all that, and also imitating the way the people also speak for me to get this right sentences right. Because sometimes you could pronounce the words, but does it actually fit into what you say? And what you hear is just like, what? Big bitter? What's that against that? And so, but it's okay. And I think one of the basic challenges for a foreigner here, not even as a black person anyway, but as a foreigner, is just the language, because the language is a very, very complex system. And somebody has already told me before, a German anyway, told me that the language is like an antique language, because you can always, you can shorten it, you can abbreviate it, you can extend it, and all that. That's it. So when I came here to study the language, and from the language now, I want to do something better for myself,
Alright, hold on, but before you move on, so the language, you went to language school and you paid for your language class, or?
Yeah, but definitely I have to pay for it, because most of the people when I came, it's either you by the system and the government have to pay for you. But for me, when I came, I'm just new and I'm not part of the system, so to say. So, and I actually want to communicate and integrate with it.
Yeah.
So I had to learn and go to the school. Then I was being charged for it. And I had to pay for it, so which I paid. And it wasn't easy to pay, but I said, yeah, I think where there is a way, there is a will, Then I paid for it, and from there on, I was able to learn the language and study day by day. My language skills improve. Not only just going to the classes, it was important to go to classes to learn the language, so that you can even hear the way they pronounce and the pronunciation goes. And yeah, it's not easy, but at the end of the day, it was successful. So I started from there's what they call A1, which is A1,
The basic,
which is just the basic level for you to be able to say hello, how are you, good morning, like hello, how are you can be wie geht's dir, or good morning, guten Morgen, or so. But those kind of faces takes a crowd of process for me to just put myself into it and learn the language. Because without the language anyway, I think it's be very, very difficult for you, to
It is
live
very
easily
difficult.
here without that. But
Trust me, it is difficult.
I can imagine. But yeah, but it is, with it, the language helps, and from there on, I was able to finished the language school. Then from there, I was able to now. I said, since it's not so, it's very difficult a little bit. It's not so difficult to say to study, but for you to study, there are two ways. There are studies in English and there are studies in German. And most of the studies also maybe I say maybe 80%, I wouldn't want to exaggerate, are in German languages.
Yeah.
So that, since I said I would like to do the Ausbildung, which Ausbildung means industrial training in Germany.
Or apprenticeship.
Or apprenticeship, which is
Apprenticeship.
exactly that's a key word. That's a good word for it. So then what I did was the apprenticeship in logistics, and this logistics, it's a complex also work career or work. And so it takes 3 years for me for this apprenticeship. It takes 3 years, so I had to apply. It wasn't easy also. I got like after the school, after the language program, I had to do another school for the apprenticeship for the school. Then after I passed it also, then applied like 2015 applications. Then I had to get some interviews. During the interviews, I've already prepared myself because the interviews is being done in Germany, as in German language. So and they said when you're doing interview, you have to look face to face with the people and speak with them, so you don't look down and be scared and all that. So you can hear. So that shows your self-confidence in you, and your language, your skills and all. I was lucky to be able to pass through the interviews, and I did a good job. So with the interview, I was able to get the apprenticeship, which lasted for 3 years. And during the 3 years also, you're supposed to do, you're meant to do a final exam. But between that final exam in apprenticeship, there's what they call a mid-exam also, mid-term exam. That is after 1.5 years. I was supposed to do a mid-term exam to see if you qualify to go to the next stage. Because if you don't pass the mid-term, then you will fail. You won't be able to go to the next stage. But luckily, they test me. I did the exam and I passed. I was going to be able to move to the next stage. But after the next stage, that's the final exam. Then the final exam comprises of the practical aspect, which is called, practical or praxis. After the practical, then the theory. So we combined the two. I was able to do the practical and the theory. However, the Ausbildung site time, which site is in Dutch is called time. The Ausbildung time is also very, very challenging for me, because the challenging part is that I was living in a town, which is 75 kilometers away from where my work is. So that means how do I get it now? It's not a place I could just take a bicycle and just say, no, I'm heading to work now. It's very far. So as you know, this 75 kilometers, when you go with the train, probably it's 1.5 hours. And that means I take 1.5 hours to my workplace and 1.5 hours back. So to and fro is 3 hours.
Yeah.
But I didn't let that to derail me, because I think at the end of the day, it's going to pay. So I took that pain, I took that stress, I take that challenges in me just to make sure that I have to go through this process step by step, and I did it every day. Sometimes very, very stressing for you to go. Sometimes even there's always it's not traffic but delay in the train also, which and I know they spend 4 hours on the train and come back home tired and but then I have to also read, come back home tired. You have to read also to prepare for the next stage, or you have presentation or PowerPoint or some other things, or I need to read for my Dutch course, and also languages also, because in the practice you have also a language also Dutch as a topic in the apprenticeship also.
In the apprenticeship? I never knew that. So they give you German training again?
Yeah, of course. Now, which is important also. It's just they give you have to do Dutch also. It is important. Even if you fail it, then you'll be able to go through the next one. So then with that, I have to learn how to write letters and mails and prove with their accusative, praeterium, and dative and nominative, just like their plural, singular form, also in English also. But it's challenging. It's a good experience. It's not easy, and I don't think nothing comes easy anyway.
Nothing.
But at the end of the day, I think the light at the end of the tunnel makes me see that it's worth doing it. And after the one of the happiest day of my life is when I finished the day of my final exam. It was even funny because I was saved. I had an accident. I was riding a bike, so I had an accident on the day of my final exam. But that little accident, it didn't even stop me also because I fell, and it didn't stop me to go because it was like 2 hours before my exam begins. I had a slight accident, but I start even go there just to make sure that I finish the exam. And at the end of the day, it's so I was so happy because I finished with good grades, even the only black person in the class, and one of the best results in the school in the class also. It's so amazing, but it's hard work. Nothing comes easy. So,
Okay, so I have a question. So for the apprenticeship, the company paid you,
yeah,
and you were paid monthly.
yeah, it's just like a normal job now. You've been
Yeah.
paid monthly, which is part of the motivation also now. People wants to get paid for their work rather
Yeah.
than getting your being thank you, I get an handshake for your work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get paid for it, which is really nice as an apprenticeship also. And yeah, it's an international company,
Yeah.
which is it's a global international company. The company I
Yeah.
worked with, they have branches in America, in London, in France, in Sweden, in also in 5 different places in Deutschland. So that gives me as a multicultural, multinational also, and that gives me also a lot of experience, to meet with different kind of people also, in social side time or also in integration time also because the people in Germany also some of there are people also there that they bring there. You can also learn the language through them, or you can speak with them and get along with the work.
Okay, so after the apprenticeship, um, you worked. Tell us where you worked, and then tell us after the apprenticeship and up to now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, after the apprenticeship, it's important that they see that you have your certificate. That's what they call certificate. That's EAK. That's the name in is the Handelskammer. It's just like the industry board of trustees or unit here. This EAK, which is called here, it's those ones are the ones that issue the certificate for you, which for the apprenticeship. And once I get the certificate, that means I can all over Europe. I can work because my certificate is being given in German, France, and English. So which shows that I can present my certificates in France, in French. I can present my certificate in English, whatever English country I am, or in German also. So which is just international, right? That's and I was so happy because I get qualified and I'm a qualified person. And from there on, the company retained me because they see I got a good job, I got a good results.
Yeah.
And so I was being retained there, and that means I'm being paid a full staff salary, which is also interesting and very nice, and good colleagues also. And from there on, I developed myself step by step, develop myself vocally, develop myself mentally, develop myself physically also. And that doesn't mean there are not changes. That doesn't mean everything is rosy. That doesn't mean everybody's so fine. There are sometimes you get challenges from people that they just look at you like, oh, there's a black person, he's a sinner. But at the end of the day, I don't let all those ones distract me.
Yeah.
I feel what is important is just as I look ahead of me, and I think what's ahead is important, and I stay true.
Great. So then, as you told me before, you worked. So you worked with the company because you said you got one of the highest grades.
Yeah.
So you worked with the company where you did the apprenticeship because the apprenticeship that company paid you, and so you worked with them. Then after you got like a full-time job with them,
Yeah.
and so the money increased, which like you got higher paid from the apprenticeship
Yeah.
salary. And then after the apprenticeship, you told me that you applied for a different job, which is a job now at one of the
Yeah.
top research institutes.
Yeah, exactly. The reason probably after I finished I was building the apprenticeship, and I got employed. I got employed because I still worked for a year also in
Yeah.
the same company. But the thing is just I realized, okay, yeah, since I have my certificate now, I can find a job wherever in in Europe, in Germany also. But what is important for me is I want to reduce the distance from my workplace to my house, so I can have some time for something else again. That was when I now realized, okay, yeah, instead of going to the place, moving or relocating to where I work, and I think I can look for a job in somewhere that places that of my interest, and I was able to apply in one of the top research institutes in Germany.
Like one of the top places.
And it's also a good challenge also because I had to start with applications and a lot of different applications which was written, and I was lucky because when they realized, okay, they saw my applications and I was being invited for interview, and the interview also was successful. I was a little bit scared because of a top research institute. How do you do it? How you will be able to cope with it? But at the end of the day, it went smoothly, and they were impressed. They were impressed not only because I got a good grades in work, but they were impressed also that I come a black person like this had much good motivation in him to go forward, to move forward, despite the challenges of racism, despite the challenges of languages, despite the challenges of unemployment or the rhetoric that is going on generally. But to me, I think everybody's everybody has a chance in life to make his or her life better, irrespective of anything. And I put that into my how would I put it? I put that into part of my motto or logo,
Okay.
and I tend to move forward with it. End of the day, it's a successful. I got a job. I was given the interview, and after the interview, I was given the job.
Sorry, it's late here. It's close to my bedtime.
That's
Here.
true. If you have to look at the time, I will still have to go and work early tomorrow morning. But that's how
Yeah.
it is now. It doesn't mean we're
Okay.
trying to give you motivation words. Nothing
Okay.
is impossible.
Great. It's so good for me personally living here as a student here in Germany. For me, meeting someone of the same color and to know that they did it, especially with the challenges with the language, and to know that he completed his studies, as in his apprenticeship, and he's here and he's making it and everything. For me, it is good, and it is always good to know people who had like a similar story and to speak with them, and you can get encouragement and you can just move on. So for us here at Your Way to Europe Consultation Services, we are here to assist you if you need help in studying in Europe, and we liaison with people like him. And so if you're interested, book us now for a consultation, and thank you. You'll be seeing more from us, and take care.
Peace.
Bye or peace.
I believe that.